Howdy, Dave Brown and Corey Macklin here at ringside. We're ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling.
Oh, yeah, Dave, we're ready to go. USWA action underway today. The fabulous one, Jeff Jarrett. He's going to be right here in action today. We'll be seeing Jeff. Brian Christopher is here today as well. Got Jerry the King Lawler. We'll be seeing the King in action today. And to the expiration of time, should be a good one. You got Scott Taylor, Randy Rocket, and TD Steele on one side. On the other side, PG-13, JC Ice and so PD, and the Disco Inferno. That should be interesting, huh?
Anytime you got a six-man match, it's tough to keep up with who's in the ring for referees and all that. That's the main event. Stay with us. Brian Christopher will be in the ring when we return. Well, in the ring right now, Eron Hatchett has arrived, and referee Frank Morrell is there. You see over on the left of your screen, we're waiting, and here he is, accompanied by Miss Simpson, Brian Christopher. There with that silly little laugh. Insulting the audience. Tell you what, you just insult him right back, too, don't they? Miss Simpson at ringside with Brian Christopher. Referee Frank Morrell gives the signal. Christopher has not bothered to take up the... Oh, you see him laughing at his opponent, Eron Hatchett. Eron is just standing there with a little bit of confidence going, okay, go ahead, laugh at me. I'll show you what I can do here in just a moment. So easy, says Brian Christopher. Well, a bell has sounded. We're technically underway. Referee Frank Morrell is waiting. We're ready right now. Let's go.
Oh, boy. Brian Christopher and Eron Hatchett to start things off. 1 ball, 15 minutes in time for USWA Championship Wrestling. Frank Morrell is referee. Yeah, Christopher still running that mouth. But one thing about it, we'll see what he can do against Eron Hatchett here today. Hatchett, a good wrestler, too, let me remind you. Christopher leaps over and turns around. Hatchett with a big drop kick on him. Takes him down.
That's what overconfidence will do for you right there. Brian Christopher taking his opponent a little too lightly, and he had to pay for it.
Took him lightly, but he paid for it pretty heavily, though, with a heavy drop kick from Eron Hatchett. Hatchett backed up against the ropes. Christopher nails him with a couple of right hands. Whips him in now. Hatchett comes off, leaps over Christopher. And again! Oh, boy.
Miss Simpson showing some signs of concern over in the corner as Brian Christopher not faring too well at the moment against a young wrestler in Eron Hatchett.
Hatchett holding his own in there too, Dave. Looks pretty good today. Standing in against Brian Christopher. Christopher backs him up. Into the ropes. Ah. Oh, yeah. I like he was going to give him a clean break in there. Hold off and nailed it. Hatchett reverses. Whips Christopher in. Ah. Man, what a big clothesline from Brian Christopher.
Boy, he powered him down to the mat there. No doubt about it. Oh, look out. Now, Christopher getting mean. Right fist doubled up. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, he flipped Hatchett over with that big clothesline, and now he continues nailing away on Eron Hatchett. Couple of shoulders to the midsection, flips him over, takes him out of the corner, runs off the ropes, and that right hand on Hatchett. Brian Christopher making a lot of noise in the USWA as usual. Going after Eron Hatchett, his opponent today. Backs Hatchett up against the turnbuckle. Clothing away on Hatchett. Whips him into the other side. Oh, that big boot, and boy, it sends Hatchett down to the mat.
Man, what a kick he hit him with.
Chops the leg down on Hatchett. One. Oh, yet he gets up. Christopher had it pinned, but he nearly broke the cover in there after only a 1 count. Back. Let's Hatchett over there and down.
I think you could see Miss Simpson there briefly on camera. She's celebrating. She was worried earlier. She's celebrating now. Brian Christopher is in charge.
Yeah.
And he continues to work on Eron Hatchett. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Yeah, that's gentleman Chris Adams.
Well, it sure is. I think most wrestling fans are familiar with Chris Adams, who has just walked into the studio here and is talking to Miss Simpson. See what they're saying. Discussion. Chris Adams with Miss Simpson. Meanwhile, Brian Christopher continues to work on Eron Hatchett.
Yeah, I can't understand what Chris is saying to Miss Simpson over here.
Get a little closer, not too close.
Maybe so.
Chris want to know, what are you doing here, is what he's saying. She's saying, leave me alone.
Yeah, Chris Adams in the USWA.
And that's the question he keeps asking, what are you doing here?
Yeah, Chris Adams saying, hey.
He said, yeah, what are you doing here? I found you. What?
He wants to talk to her. Oh, boy. Gentleman Chris Adams just all of a sudden came into the studio here and confronted Miss Simpson.
Well, it's diverted attention from the match. Christopher's still working on Eron Hatchett up there, but...
What are you doing?
I don't want
here?
you to leave.
I'm going to leave you alone. I want you to come and
Oh,
talk.
you
No,
want
I don't want to
I don't know what's
talk.
going on over
No.
there. Hey, Eddie Martin, get out here. He's harassing the wrestlers. Eddie Martin, get security and get him out of here. He's no way to wrestle the wrestlers. I don't know who you think you are, but this is USWA wrestling. You're not supposed to be out here. Get him out of here. Get out of here.
I'll tell you who it is. It's gentleman Chris Adams is who it is.
I don't need to get out of here. This is my wife. And if it's my wife, then I'm after you, brother. I don't know what you're doing with my wife, but I want to take her out right now, and I want to talk to her. So just why don't you go and take a hike?
Oh, it's your wife, huh? It's your wife, huh? Well, it doesn't look like she wants to be with you. So why don't you just get out of here? Why don't you just get out of here, huh? What do you think you're doing here today, huh? What do you think you're doing here? Somebody get him out of here. Somebody get him out of here. He is harassing her. Get him out of here.
I tell you what, you can almost see that one coming when Christopher came over here and started yelling at him. They've got them apart here. Wow, I thought they did. There goes Adams right after Brian Christopher again. We're going to get this separated off the air here, fans. We'll be back. We've got a lot more to go in the USWA. Of course, one guy that, since he came into the USWA, has just been causing havoc all over the place, and quite a bit of problem with theft of belts. Started with Jerry Lawler's belt. He didn't win it, but
Just took it, yeah. Just
took it. Take a look. Here's a little review of that right here.
Stands here with the king, the unified world champion. Backs him up against the ropes. Couple of big knee lifts. Whoa. pushed him up against the turnbuckle. Nails him with a right. And again, another right hand from the King. Watch it, though. Vampire Warrior. No, it's not a chain. I don't know what it is. It's some kind of object, though. I thought it may have been a chain, but it's obviously something else that he's got wrapped in his fist. And Vampire Warrior, a couple of times, chops down on Jerry Lawler with it. Hooks his leg. 1, 2, Lawler's up. We'll give him a big bonus. Fans behind the King. Oh, Vampire Warrior nails him and sends him down. Boy, what a right hand from Vampire Warrior. Lawler on his feet. The King. With the fan behind him, pulls the strap down, rolls into Vampire Warrior. British sends Suzuki back out. Lawler drops the right on Vampire Warrior. 1, and Prentice jumps in it. Well, Frank Morrell's going to call for the bell. Look out, Jerry. Vampire Warrior nails him from behind. In 18 minutes and 42 seconds, this Vampire Warrior and Bert Prentice going after Lawler. Prentice flushes all of his weight down on the King. And referee Frank Morrell, yeah, Jimmy, hope you're okay there. Frank Morrell's going to disqualify the Vampire Warrior, and the King will retain his title in 1842 with the win by DQ. Prentice walks out of here with the belt, but he won't keep it. No way.
Well, you called it exactly right. The Lawler is the champion. There's no doubt about that, but not with the belt because it was just stolen. There's no other word for it by Vampire Warrior with the able assistance in that case of Bert Prentice. But they weren't through then. Just last week, as a matter of fact, right here on this television program, Jeff Jarrett was defending the Southern title, which is his. And all of a sudden, next thing we know, his belt is leaving the studio and not with Jeff. Watch.
Yeah.
For 2 years I've admired you, and I have left you alone. I've caused many problems for everybody that comes through that door over there, but you. I own every belt in this area except that one because I let you have that belt.
No, you got something wrong there. You don't let me have nothing. I earned this belt. I worked hard for this belt, and I'm very proud to be the Southern Heavyweight Champion, boy. Sounds like you're throwing a few threats. So let me tell you.
That's a warning.
Let me tell you, you don't put.
Get your hands off of me, you punk!
Hey, come on, Prentice. Jeff Jarrett just put it. Oh, watch it, Jeff.
Look out, Jeff.
Here comes the whole hoopla all over.
Tony Falk, Vampire, the Vampire and Warrior and the Disco Inferno all jumping Jeff Jarrett. And Paul Neighbors out here choking.
Here comes some help for Jeff, though. Simply Divine, King and Dog have to help Jarrett out. Vampire Warrior comes up on Jarrett.
Oh, pile driver on Jeff right in the center of the ring by the Vampire Warrior.
That Vampire Warrior got it away on Jarrett, chops the legs out on him. Here comes some help for Jeff. Nice Texas. Jumps on Disco Inferno. And boy, she's doing a little dancing on Disco right now herself. Inferno rolls out of there. Here's Texas after him, though, out on the floor. And Disco Inferno trying to dance his way out of here, but it's not working right now. Here's Texas hot on his trail.
Picked up Jeff's belt off the desk over here
Hey, sure did.
and walking away with it.
Hey, watch it.
Bert Prentice holding up the belt, which they have just stolen, which was over here on the desk while Jeff was prepared. All right, so they didn't win either one of them. Didn't win the unified title, didn't win the Southern title,
Just
in possession of. Bert's claiming he owns them. He doesn't own them. He just happens to have possession of them at the moment. But then that Vampire Warrior came in challenging for the Southern title and won it, if you called this winning.
Jarrett laid out. Vampire Warrior comes flying off the top rope and misses. Jarrett. Oh, he nailed Vampire Warrior and turned around and now Prentice with a right hand. Sets Vampire Warrior up. Soup punches him over. Oh, Prentice calling for help. Here comes Principal C.W. Bergstrom. Jeff Jarrett DDT's Vampire Warrior. TD still and C.W. Bergstrom arguing. Oh, boy, Vampire Warrior just covered Jeff Jarrett with something. He nailed it from behind and covers 1, 2, 3. And that'll do it in 7:42. Vampire Warrior covers Jeff Jarrett and gets the win.
Well, the Vampire Warrior and Bert Prentice may be celebrating now, but they haven't seen the last of Jeff or the King. Well, we're waiting for someone very special right about now. The King should be headed this way. I want to talk to him just a little bit. I hear the music. He can't be far behind. There he is, right there. Hello, King. Welcome here today.
Hey, Dave. I would like to say it's a pleasure being out here, which it is, but there is one thing wrong with this picture. What is wrong with this picture?
Well, the belt is missing.
That's exactly right. The belt is missing. Now, Bert Prentice, you know, obviously Bert Prentice is supposedly the brains behind the brawn. Of course, he's got quite a bit of brawn himself there. So, Bert Prentice, I'm looking at you as the man responsible for directing all of the moves of your Vampire Warrior, that you like to call him. And you know that you're the one that told him to pick that belt up at the Coliseum and take it back. Now, obviously, the man couldn't win the belt. You know it. He knows it. I knew it. Everybody in the Coliseum knew it. So you want to stoop, Bert Prentice, to being what I consider a common thief. Now, if you could come out here on this television station and stand in front of these cameras and try to look these people in the eyes and be proud of the fact that you are a thief, then Bert Prentice, it's something wrong upstairs. I've known all along that your elevator didn't go all the way to the top, but it's something real serious wrong when you got to admit that you are a thief. Now, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to give you an opportunity right now, right here today, you and that Vampire Warrior, to walk through that door, because I know you're right back there. I know you're watching me right now. I'm going to count to 5. I'm going to give you the next 5 seconds to walk through that door and to bring that world title back and put it back in my hands right now. So come on, Bert Prentice. I'm going to give you your opportunity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Not here.
Yeah.
I think we could probably count to 100, King. He's not going to do it.
Bert Prentice, you and the Vampire Warrior obviously are not coming out here. You obviously know that you are common thieves, and you obviously are going to have to be taught. You obviously are going to have to be taught that crime does not pay. Especially when you steal from the king, you're going to find out that crime does not pay. So there's an old saying, if you do the crime, you're going to have to do the time. And your time, Vampire Warrior, and your time, Bert Prentice, is going to be with the King inside the ring Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. And I'm going to tell you this. Anybody in this city, anybody in this country that has ever had anything stolen from them knows how I feel. If you ever gone off shopping and come back and found your car broken into and found your personal possessions have been ripped off, you know how I feel. If you've ever come home and found out that your home has been violated and some low-life scum of the earth has come in your house and taken your possessions that you've worked hard for, you know how I feel. Well, Bert Prentice, you and that Vampire Warrior are going to know how I feel Monday night when I get you in that ring. Because you've stolen something that is mine, that I've worked long and hard for. And Monday night, like I said, crime don't pay. And you're going to have to pay the piper Monday night when I get you in the ring. Be ready for it.
Well, over the last couple of weeks, we've been introduced to some of the fabulous one, Jeff Jarrett's friends. This week, country music star Ricky Van Shelton.
Hey everybody, this is Matt Gillen once again. We're in Music City, USA, right on beautiful Music Row in Nashville. We got a real treat for you today. I'm in the plush back office of Buddy Lee Attractions. I want to thank Buddy for allowing us in today. Got a couple of superstars for you. I've already got my autographs. I wish we could give you yours via video, but I don't know. We're going to be talking with this fella right here today, Ricky Van Shelton, and of course the fabulous one, Jeff Jarrett. You know, Ricky, Entertainer of the Year, he's a sex symbol in country music and a superstar in his own right, and I can't wait to get to these guys. So I tell you what, let's go over and butt in and join him right now. What do you think? I appreciate you guys letting us eavesdrop through here. What do you got?
Oh, I got a little book here from Ricky. We were just chatting about
the book.
The book. We got a book here, Tales from a Duck Named Quacker. Tell me a little bit about the book, Ricky.
Well, it's obviously it's a children's story. I never thought of being an author or writing a kid's book. I was up in Detroit about a year ago, and it was raining. I had a day level between cities, which you know what that's like probably, and. But
sometimes can be real boring.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I was doing. I was looking out of that boring window thinking, what am I going to do with myself today? It was raining, too. So, but anyway, it was like God just tapped me on top of the head and said, sit down and write, boy. And I sat down real quickly and got a little pad and pen and started writing, not knowing what I was going to write. But just that feeling came over me, you know. And I sat down and started writing, and just like, and there it was, A Tale from a Duck Named Quacker. And I called my wife, said, listen to this, you know, and I read it to her and everything, and so that's the way it came.
That's a true artist right there, when it just comes to you from the boring wind outside.
Well, actually, you know, I tell everybody it was inspired by God, and I really believe that because I can write a song, you know, but if I sit down and just work at it and write and erase lines, you know, it comes out, but not real good. But when you get something that's really inspired...
And clicks.
It clicks. You know, that's the difference between inspired and you working at it yourself.
Well, talking about songs, gosh, you've had so many hits, but what is the one song that stands out in your mind that you've written that you knew when you wrote it that it was inspired and this was going to be it was a Ricky Van Shelton song?
Well, there's a song on my third album called I Still Love You, and it never was a single, but it's one of my favorite songs. It's just a beautiful song that came to me, and it's real simple. And I like simple songs, just like one of my hits, A Simple Man.
Okay.
Watch one of your recent matches. Now, Jeff, that's fabulous.
I don't know. Now, Ricky, you've got your CDs here. You've got all kind of awards. You've written a book here. Now, Ricky, now that was fabulous. And I just want to thank you for giving me your time today, and I hope to see you soon.
Well, I appreciate it very much. Before we go, I got something to give you.
Oh.
You can think of me when you're getting body slammed.
There you go. I'll wear it to the gym. Ricky, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Jeff.
The fabulous Ricky Van Shelton and the fabulous one, Jeff Jarrett, right there. Here he comes.
it up here, boys. Yes, sir. Before I get in the ring, just real quick. Bert Prentice, Vampire Warrior, and the rest of you goons, the A student and the principal. I know this is going to go on unanswered ears, but I'm making a challenge. Come on out here right now, and I'm going to finish what you guys started.
All right. Yeah. Still smarting from the theft of that belt and the other things that have been going on with that Vampire Warrior Bert Prentice over the last couple of weeks. In the ring right now, that is the Intruder set to do battle against the fabulous one, Jeff Jarrett. Referee Frank Morrell. Get all the pre-match instructions out of the way. Signals for the bell. Jeff's ready. The Intruder is ready. And here we go, Corey.
Jeff hands out that good-looking robe, and boy, always nice wrestler attire from the fabulous one, Jeff Jarrett.
You know, that's one thing Jackie Fargo has always said when he's taken an interest in a wrestler. He says, hey, you got to look nice, too, in addition to being a great wrestler.
And boy, Jeff has stood up to it, let me tell you.
I tell you,
He's doing about A+ there.
Jeff's still a little bashful about being called the fabulous one, but it's been earned, let me tell you.
Oh, yes, sir. Jeff Jarrett whips the Intruder in. A big elbow to take the big guy down. The fabulous one, Jeff Jarrett whips the Intruder in. Clothesline. The Intruder, the opponent today for Jeff Jarrett, and boy, I hate to be in the shoes of the Intruder because Jarrett, for the last couple of weeks in the USWA, has been some kind of upset. Boy, he has been furious that the Vampire Warrior Prentice came in here and, as we said so many times, they've just stolen his Southern Heavyweight title in there.
Yeah, they just lifted the belt out of the studio, and then some would say that it was stolen from him a second time in the match, which occurred after that.
Oh, yeah. Flips the Intruder over now, this Jarrett. Fabulous one. Drops down with an elbow down on the Intruder. Okay. Oh, boy. Intruder not able to even try to get up. Boy, he moves an inch, and Jarrett drops that elbow right back down on him. Picks the Intruder up now and sets him up.
Fan said let him have it with a doubled-up fist.
Oh!
He did. He was explaining to the referee that one of the fans wanted him to do that. When the referee looked for the fan, Jeff popped it.
And said, oh, hey, Frank, it was just a forearm. Big backdrop from Jarrett. Takes the Intruder down. Jeff Jarrett wrestling out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, and boy, can he go. Elbow down on the Intruder again and take him down. Want to stay tuned for our expiration of time match here today on USWA Wrestling. Still got Jerry the King Lawler here today. A lot of USWA action still to come here today. Boy, appreciate you tuning in and joining us today.
Jeff wanting to go with a pile driver, but referee Frank Morrell is saying, Jeff, don't do it. I'll have to disqualify you. It's illegal. Jeff did not use the pile driver.
Oh, but he sets him up for a DDT and uses it on the Intruder. Boy, he smashes him right down in the mat.
Oh, no, look out, Jeff.
Here comes the power. Principal C.W. Bertram and Big Melvin Penrod Jr. and Prentice. They all jump on
Prentice.
Jeff.
Wouldn't you know, Prentice?
Yeah.
Leading the way out here. And Vampire Warrior smashes Jeff as Melvin Penrod Jr. and C.W. Bertram hold him up.
We've got to get some help for Jeff. Oh, boy. C.W. Bertram, Penrod, and
It's the Moondog!
Here comes the help. Oh, boy. Moondog breaks that bar across the head of Penrod. The Moondog and Richard Lee. Oh, boy, what do you know? Oh, Jarrett's got the trash can. And the Moondog and Richard Lee. How about the fabulous one?
I heard the whistle blowing and I didn't believe my ears, but sure enough, it's the Boondogs here to help out with Jeff Jarrett. Richard Lee leading the cheers along the way. We'll be back with more after this.
the King Lawler, inviting you to the battle of good versus evil. We're breaking out of the ring and taking it to the diamond. Friday night, July 30th is TV5 Night at Chick, starting at 6:30 with Lawler's Army in a game of no-holds-barred softball with special umpire Max Patkin, the Clown Prince of Baseball. Then at 7:15, the Chicks take the field, or what's left of it, against the Nashville Express. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
I'm stealing third base.
Man, let me tell you, some kind of action here today in the USWA. Yeah, the fans, I tell you what, get ready, because coming Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. By the way, it is back to Monday this week. It was Sunday last week for special events which were going on at the Coliseum otherwise. This week, back to Monday night, 7:30 at the Mid-South Coliseum. Get ready, opening match of the night. PG-13 is going to be there, going against Scott Taylor and Randy Rocket, and that's just the opening match of the night.
Just the opener.
After that, you take Bert Prentice, put him in the ring against photographer Jimmy Suzuki. Yeah. Can you, more about that one in just a moment. Here's Eddie Marlin right here. Eddie?
Dave, I hate to interrupt you, but I've got a very important match that I've just added. I've talked to the gentleman upstairs. I'm adding Chris Adams against Brian Christopher.
What do you want to
Now, it's one thing I'm not sure of. I don't know whether it'll be Brian Christopher with Miss Simpson, or whether it'll be Chris Adams with Tony Adams. I don't know. We'll just have to find that out.
Okay.
But the match has been added.
Where do you want to put it? Well, we got title match here, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Very good. We'll do that. Thank you, Ed. All right, added match. And,
Hey, boy, that's even better than
my
that.
goodness. All right, let's see. Where were we here? All right, we had Bert Prentice against photographer Jimmy Suzuki. We'll find out more about that for you. Those of you fans who are not aware of this situation, we'll fill you in a little bit later on there. Miss Texas will be going against the Disco Inferno. That's right, a mixed match coming up. Then referee Paul Neighbors against referee Frank Morrell. These things, boy, these guys have had several things which have caused problems. Paul Neighbors has insulted Frank Morrell, and Frank has
insulted everybody.
Well,
really,
that's an excellent point. He's insulted everybody in the USWA, all the fans, and everybody else. So it'll be Paul Neighbors against Frank Morrell coming up Monday night. Then Jeff Jarrett against the Rock and Roll Phantom coming up this week. You got a super grudge match then coming that Eddie Marlin has just told you about. I'm not even sure if we have this one in the computer yet. Oh, it is right there. Brian Christopher going against Chris Adams. And as Eddie said, he doesn't know if it'll be Miss Simpson on Brian Christopher's corner or if it'll be Tony Adams in Chris Adams' corner. But count on action here. Brian Christopher against Chris Adams in the grudge match. Unified title then will be at stake. The Vampire Warrior, well, they've stolen the belt. Now he's going to see if he can win in the ring. And I tell you what, he's going to find that to be mighty difficult as he goes against the King, Jerry Lawler, with the unified title at stake. But that's not all. That is not all at all. Boy, you met him just a moment ago again. You heard the whistle, I heard it, I said, oh my goodness, could it be? And it is. Richard Lee and the Moondogs are joining Jeff Jarrett to go against C.W. Bergstrom, Melvin Penrod, the Vampire Warrior. Bert Prentice will be in their corner. Man, can you imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 of them in there? Put a referee in, you got 9 people in that ring at one time. And consider the people that are involved. You got the makings of a wild Monday night in that match alone, not to mention all the others, with the King there defending the unified title, and that grudge match added as Brian Christopher goes against Chris Adams, all the others too.
Oh, yeah, it should be a big one. And that last match, not even sanctioned by the USWA, lights out match. And boy, it's going to be a big night coming up Monday night.
Get ready, 7:30 at the Mid-South Coliseum Monday night. We got more for you right here. The way we started today, stand by.
Yeah.
Well, I've been told to expect the arrival of Prentice and all that bunch coming out this way again. We have to give them the opportunity to say what they want. Keep in mind who's talking, though, as they head this way. Bert Prentice, C.W. Bergstrom, Melvin Penrod Jr., and the Vampire Warrior.
So Jeff Jarrett goes out and digs up these stinking smelling moondogs one more time. Well, Richard, you sissy, Mr. Lee, I ran you and those stinking smelling dogs out of here one time, and I'll do it again. I got a little Boston Terrier named Buster at home that could whip both of you because I'm not scared. I got some nasty boys with me this time, Richard Lee. I used to be in awe of the Moondogs, but no more, because we're gonna knock you down and kick your teeth in. I'm not afraid of you at all. Melvin, get in there. We're gonna match you board for board, can for can. There's no running away from you idiots.
You want to use boards and fire and fight a bullies all my life, and you're no exceptional fight done with board traps and whatever.
Jeff Jarrett, I'm real disappointed that you had to go that low when there's a lot better talent out of here.
Oh, boy. Look.
I hear the
What
whistle
did they?
blowing.
Look out. Here comes the Moondogs. Jeff Jarrett and Richard Lee with boards and gags and chairs and... Oh, all of a sudden, Bergstrom, Penrod, and Prentice find somewhere to go, yeah.
A quick exit for those guys. Jeff, they're back, the chair says.
That's exactly what the chair says, and that's exactly what we're out here to talk about. Bert Prentice, bring all your goons on. Vampire Warrior, you stole the belt. You stole Lawler's belt, and I'm going to get it back. But before I do, I went out and found the roughest, toughest guys, and the USWA fans know exactly who I'm talking about, and that's Richard Lee and the Moondogs. And when they start a job, they finish it, and it takes boards, cans, chairs, whatever it takes, they get it done. Tell them about it, Richard. Six-man tag, lights out.
C.W. Buster, I'm sitting back and I'm listening to you talk about your Board of Education, brother. Here's the Board of Education, hot dog, and I'm the chairman of the board. And these are my board of directors, boys. And Jeff called me. He said, Richard, we've had the battle. We've had the blood flow. We've had it all, brother, and we need some help. I said, Jeff, no problem, Daddy, because we're on our way. You guys want some trouble, boys, you've come to the right place, because my dogs and Jeff Jarrett are going to take you guys and knock your lights out, brother, if you get within striking distance. There's the word.
Wherever they see Bert Prentice, you better look for us, Bert. We're going to be on you.
The word from Richard Lee and the word from Jeff Jarrett. And, oh, you hear the Moondogs. They are ready. Trouble, boys. There's what you got to want. Bert Prentice and all that bunch, you better look out this time around because you got that group right there headed your way. Richard Lee now blowing a whistle, sending them back. Boy, when the Moondogs come into an arena, the static electricity level just goes way, way up, let me tell you. Boy, tell you what. Oh, I promised fans that we would fill you in a little bit on a situation here about a photographer, Jimmy Suzuki, and a situation which occurred with Bert Prentice. This was several days ago. Take a look at this videotape, and then we'll talk more.
And he's got that object going after Suzuki. Oh, and he goes over and nails Jimmy Suzuki. Now Suzuki again with that object. Power Warrior. Come from center field with a right. And look at Prentice jumping on Jimmy Suzuki. The cameraman, the photographer from Pro Wrestling Illustrated, jumps on Suzuki. Suzuki, a national cameraman, photographer, out just shooting pictures, minding his own business. Prentice sends Suzuki back out.
Well, Jimmy Suzuki is joining me right here. Before we talk to him, let me just kind of fill you fans in. Jimmy is, I guess the best word for it is freelance photographer. He has traveled 1 million miles in the last 4 years photographing wrestling matches in, well, all over the world. You've been to Japan, been in the USWA, and I guess a good place to start, Jimmy. What do you see as the difference in wrestling in Japan and, say, wrestling in the USWA?
I'm sorry to say this, but I think Japanese wrestling over there is better because only one reason. Bert Prentice is over here to disturb the match, disturb the photographer. He's making this USWA look very bad, I think.
Well, you know, we can make no apologies. Now, Bert, don't come out here and start something.
Dave, I'm not going to let this man come out here and talk bad about me and try to humiliate me on my own television show. You're nothing but a punk, and I have news for you. From this day forward, you are barred from every USWA arena. You will never take another picture of another USWA wrestler, anything.
You can't do that. You can't bar him from an arena. You don't have that authority.
I did it, and I do have that authority. So you stay away, punk.
Hey, come on, Bert.
Come on,
Leave him
Bert.
alone.
I have respect to the wrestlers, but I don't have any respect to this fat, sissy, out-of-shape man right here.
Oh, fat sissy? Look at that belly.
Hey, come on, Bert.
Bert.
Oh, Suzuki jumps on pretty.
He's right back at it.
Jimmy.
Oh, look out.
boy.
Vampire Warrior C.W. Burks from Melvin Penrod Jr. out here. Jumping Jimmy Suzuki. Come on, get him some help out here. Here comes help. Here's Jeff Jarrett and the Moondog.
Jeff wakes up the Vampire Warrior and shows us the Moondog with that trash can board and chair. They all go running out of here. Oh, boy. Check on Jimmy.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, it looks like Jimmy's going to be okay. Let's take us a break. We'll be back here in a moment. Corey, we're going to check USWA action around the territory in just a moment. Pardon me. First, though, I want to talk about something very special coming up Friday night. It has to do with the Memphis Chicks out at Tim McCarver Stadium, and there's going to be a special softball game. Here comes the King right here. Maybe we can get a little bit more information from him on that right there. King, I see you in the area. We were just starting to talk about the softball game. Maybe you can fill us in a little bit on that out at Tim McCarver Stadium Friday night.
Well, you know, I'm looking forward to this. I don't know if the fans here in the studio know about it yet or not, but this Friday night, as we have done, I think, for about the past 3 or 4 years in a row now, it's going to be the annual good guys versus bad guys. They call it a soft brawl game because it usually breaks out into a brawl. And this game, you know, when the people in the stands yell, "Kill the umpire," we try to do it. And so it's going to be one that I'm looking forward to. Myself, Jeff Jarrett, Rex King, Steve Dahl, Scott Taylor, Randy Rocket, all of those guys are going to be in there, and we're going to start a big game at 6:30 at Chick Stadium against jerks like Brian Christopher and this Melvin Penrod and C.W. Bergstrom, the Vampire Warrior, all the bad guys. We're going to see if they can play any ball or not. I don't think they can. And the Moondogs are going to be out there also, so it should be great. We're really looking forward to it, and that's going to be this Friday night at 6:30, right before the Nashville Express game at Chick Stadium. The Nashville game starts at 7:30. Look at this.
Brian Christopher. What?
Oh, you got to run your mouth about what you're going to do down there at Chick Stadium, huh? Well, what you need to tell the people is what you're really going to do, and that's lose the game because you can't beat us. I got my team fired up, and after we get through beating you on the softball field, we're going to beat you over the head with those aluminum baseball bats, you understand me? So you better be ready when you show up.
Like I said, Dave, I'm looking forward to it. We'll just see. You know, I don't know if he'd be willing to make a little wager, but I'd certainly be willing to put my money where my mouth is as far as those guys being able to beat us. Like I said, it's Friday night, 6:30 at Chick Stadium. I just want to mention a couple other spots I'm going to be. This afternoon, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be over in Wynn, Arkansas. You know, our friends at Red Man Chewing Tobacco have us go around and make some personal appearances. I'm going to be in Wynn, Arkansas today at 1 o'clock from 1 to 3 at a place called Smoker's Corner, and it's right next to Buddy's One Stop on Highway 64 in Wynn, Arkansas. Come on by there. I'm going to have a lot of tickets to Monday Night Wrestling, and I'm going to be giving away some free pictures and everything. It's over in Wynn, Arkansas today at 1 o'clock. And then my Lawler's Army softball games are coming up around the area. We've got a tough schedule in August. I want to mention real quick, Sunday, August the 8th, we're going to be at Grand Junction, Tennessee. Saturday, August 4th in Greenleaf, Mississippi. Sunday, August 15th in Crenshaw, Mississippi. Saturday, August 21st in Brighton, Tennessee. Sunday, August 22nd in Senatobia, Mississippi. And Sunday, August 29th in Victoria, Mississippi. So we'll be telling you more about that as the weeks go by. But come on out and see us, and especially don't miss that one Friday night at Chick Stadium, okay?
That should be a good one. Thank you, King. 6:30 is when that starts. Good guys basically against the bad guys. And, hey, the Chicks, how about the Chicks? They're on a roll in the second half of the season here. Things are looking mighty good. What about USWA action?
Yeah, hey, what about it? Tonight, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 8 o'clock. Earl Bell Community Center right there on Church Street is the place. and Jeff Jarrett is going to be there. Miss Texas, Randy Rocket, Brian Christopher is there. Miss Simpson or Tony Adams, I guess she'll be there, the 2-1 tonight in Jonesboro. Melvin Penrod, a big night tonight, Jonesboro, Arkansas. Tickets are on sale right now, so speak at Front Page Cafe. Box office opens at 3 p.m. 8 o'clock bell time tonight in Jonesboro. Here's Eddie Marlin. Eddie?
You know, Corey, it's a lot of things going on in the USWA, and they're starting out right there tonight in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Yeah.
And like you say, the box office is open at 3 p.m. July and August is going to be the hottest months, according to Dave. But it is the hottest month, according to USWA. And like I say, it's starting tonight right there at the Earl Bell Community Center in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
All right, Eddie Marlin will be right there as well. It's a big night tonight in Jonesboro, Arkansas, at the Earl Bell Community Center. You want to be there for USWA action. Friday night, August 6th, Ripley, Mississippi at the high school, 8 o'clock bell time in Ripley. The King, Jerry Lawler, Vampire Warrior, Rex King, and Steve Dahl. Brian Christopher, Honky Tonk Man is in Ripley. And the Master of Terror, all lined up for Ripley, Mississippi at the high school. Friday, August 13th, Forest City, Arkansas at the Civic Center. The King, Jerry Lawler, Honky Tonk Man, Jeff Jarrett, and many more line up for Forest City, Arkansas. Friday, August 20th, 8 o'clock p.m., Huntington, Tennessee. There at the Carroll County Civic Center. All of the USWA top stars are lined up for Huntington. And Tuesday, August 24th, Blytheville, Arkansas, and Thursday, August 27th, San Antonio, Mississippi. That's USWA Championship Wrestling on tour.
Oh, man, a lot of things going on. A lot of things been going on, too,
Yeah.
like Brian Christopher, Miss Simpson, and Paul Neighbors involved in a 6-man against Jeff Jarrett, Frank Morrell, and Miss Texas. Take a look.
Covers him, 1. Here comes Miss Simpson and Paul Neighbors. And here comes Miss Texas and Frank Morrell. Miss Texas lights in on Miss Simpson. Neighbors jumps out of the lane. They sling him back in. Frank Morrell crawls away on Paul Neighbors with a right. Oh, Christopher just nailed Miss Texas. And Morrell, oh, he had Paul Neighbors set up for the fall driver. Neighbors covers Morrell, 2, 3, and they'll get him in 8 minutes and 55 seconds.
Leon Downs is in the ring, and from the music, you know who's on the way. There he is, the King. We're set to go. 1 fall, 15-minute time limit match coming up. Referee Frank Morrell is making his way into the ring right now. Lawler up on the ring apron, and here we go. Boy, this one should be a good one. The King looking across the way at Leon Downs.
As Downs wrestles in out of Virginia, and he has a lot of mouth to this Leon Downs.
Lawler calling the referee over and says, I don't know what he said to referee Frank Morrell. Meanwhile, Leon Downs insulting the crowd over
Yeah,
there.
as usual.
This guy is taller than Lawler. Weight-wise, I don't know. Probably with the added height, probably outweighs him a little bit. Huh. Downs is still distracted by the crowd.
Yeah, a little humor when Downs took that scarf or bandana, whatever you prefer, off his head. Yeah, they're making fun of his hair as soon as he took it off. Boy, it was like I don't know what. Boy, everybody in the audience got a lot of humor off the haircut of Leon Downs.
Well, Leon better pay attention and not worry about the crowd and the insults and all that. He can deal with that. He's going to have a tougher time dealing with the King. The King just patiently waiting right there. But, you know, if he keeps this up, the King will finally decide to start this match for him.
Downs is over talking about slapping one of the fans and all. You better turn around there, Leon, and see if you can slap the King. If you think you can. Turns around and tangles up with Lawler. That's the King up against the ropes. Leon Downs. Oh, Downs hauled off with a big right hand on Lawler.
Referee called for the break back in the corner, but instead of the clean break, Leon Downs popped Lawler right in the side of the face. That's a mistake.
Yeah, he hauled off on Jerry, too. He didn't. Of course, the King retaliated with a right of his own. Lawler grabs the left arm of Leon Downs, twisting that arm. Barring the left arm of Leon Downs. The King, Jerry Lawler. Oh, Downs pulls his hair and just yanks him down to the mat in there. Referee Frank Morrell asking him about the hair pulling, and of course Downs says, no, no.
Well, the crowd is saying, yeah, he did pull his hair. Referee Frank Morrell does call for the break. Leon just won't give up on the crowd, will he? Boy.
Yeah, Leon Downs just out here and stolen the crowd. With comments for everybody that will say anything to him, he's got a remark. Lawler grabs his left leg and pulls him under there.
Well, he didn't have his head into it right there. He didn't have his mind on what he was doing, because you could tell he was confused as Lawler just dropped his legs out from under him in the mat, and Leon had nowhere to go.
Yeah, the King's got him now stretched pretty wide. Drops down on the left leg, right on the end thigh there on Leon Downs, and holds on to him. Downs in pain. Oh, rakes the eyes of Lawler. Gets on his feet, hops over. Series of right hands from Leon Downs. Taking away on the King in the midsection. Takes Lawler, whips him into the other side. Went in, but nobody home, and Lawler comes out with a left jab on Leon Downs. Nails him with a right hand to send him down.
Payback time with that right hand from the King.
Lawler backs him up, whips him in, sets Downs up, flips him over wide. Oh, boy, Leon Downs out as the King up on the top rope. Lawler comes down, drops the right hand, two. That'll do it. 1, 2, 3, Jerry, the King Lawler. Boy, he takes care of Leon Downs with that flying right hand, and Downs still not out.
Boy, I tell you what, Downs ended up having a rough day out of it. Was to be expected. Lawler just kind of let him do his thing, let him talk to the crowd, let him insult the crowd. Crowd insulted him right back. They stayed right in there with him. But Lawler takes care of business, gets the pin, the count of 1, 2, 3, and Leon Downs, boy, he's still ready to go. But the King has the victory in the match. And now Frank Morrell, the referee, says this one's over. The bell is sounded. The count is 1, 2, 3. Leon still challenging Lawler, challenging the crowd and everything. But it's over. Lawler wins it over Leon Downs. Disappointment for Leon Downs right here. Well, standing with me, I guess you've noticed, is referee Paul Neighbors. Paul?
Yeah, what is this deal you got? Frank Morrell against me.
Well, I don't have Frank Morrell against you. The promotion has booked Frank Morrell against you. I think all the wrestling fans understand why. I would have thought you would.
Well, I want to get in the ring with an 82-year-old senile referee who can't even count. Have you seen him in the ring? He knows how to count to 3. I'll give him that much credit.
Well, he just did it, yeah.
Well, I know, but he goes 1, 2, and he stops. He's senile. He goes down for the count. 1, 2, some of these goofy people start hollering, and he gets up and he goes and says, "He what? Huh? I can't hear it. What? He is old. He's retarded. He's decrepit. If he shows up, the man..."
Paul, listen, I don't want to hear any more of that insult. I just heard him count 1, 2, 3. You're booked in there because he has had disagreement with the way you referee wrestling matches. The fans tend to agree with it.
Now the last way I referee matches, 1, 2, 3. When the shoulders is down, they're out. That's the rules, right? And he comes out here. Jerry Lawler has tried to beat me. Danny Davis has tried to beat me. Miss Texas has tried to beat me. And he thinks he's going to come beat me. He's got another thing coming. Let me tell you and tell all these people out here something. I know the rules.
I know you know the rules, but promoter Eddie Marlin has seen the situation. He has listened to Frank Morrell. He has listened to the fans. And Eddie Marlin says you're going to have to climb in the ring with him.
Yeah, Eddie Marlin says, let me tell you about Eddie Marlin. Because I do know the rules. There's nothing Lawler can do about it. There's nothing Eddie Marlin can do about it. There's nothing Jeff can do about it. That's why Eddie Marlin's sitting back there like an old cow chewing on a cud, because he knows they can't fire me or nothing.
Eddie Marlin ain't sitting back there. He's face to face with you. And you're right about one thing. I can't fire you, but I've sent letters and I sent tapes to the committee, and I'll do everything in my power to get rid of you, but it has to be through the USWA Rules Committee. Now, I hope you're listening and listening good, because Eddie Marlin is going to do everything he can to get rid of Paul Neighbors.
There's the word right there. We'll be back. Thanks, Eddie. Referee Frank Morrell is just arriving, and we're just about set to go with six-man tag team action. Arriving over there, you got Scott Taylor, Randy Rocket, T.D. Steele, all climbing up on the ring apron. And, oh, my goodness. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen, for the return of PG-13. And this time they got the Disco Inferno with him. Disco Inferno.
Disco's doing a little hip-hop array, huh?
Yeah, well, he's trying anyway. He's not quite have it.
Yeah, they're trying to show him how to do it.
We were talking before the match, Corey, that I guess PG-13 has gotten Disco Inferno, and they're jumping him straight from the 70s to the 90s. They just skipped the 80s altogether. But Disco Inferno in here with PG-13, and let's see, boy. Good luck to Frank Morrell, the referee in this one, when you got 6 of them in there. Supposed to be only 2 at a time, 1 from each team. Let's hope it goes that way. We have been looking forward to 6-man tag team action for our main event on USWA Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, Disco Inferno. Yeah, he's trying to show PG now how to do a little disco.
Oh, he's teaching them disco. He's trying to get them to skip the 80s and go back to the 70s.
Oh, gee.
Oh, here we go. Let's wrestle. Enough of that dancing. Come on.
Yeah, enough of that. Boy, Disco Inferno, of course. Wrestling in out of Studio 54 in New York City. Says he stands with the best. Inferno with Taylor. Take down Scott Taylor. Oh, and PG-13 out doing a little disco in the Inferno. Oh, shit. JC Ice of PG-13 from the hood steps in the ring. Steps around. Sets and tangles up with Scott Taylor. Bags Taylor up against the rope. Oh. Whips Taylor in now. Oh. Flips him over, and a little celebration from PG. Yeah, hey-ho. Tag on Sir Wolfie D. Oh, boy. PG-13 in the Disco Inferno. And against Scott Taylor, Randy Rocket, and T.D. Steele. Wolfie D picks Taylor up now. Oh, Scott Taylor.
Well, Scott was slammed, but you saw he came right up off the mat and slams Wolfie D.
Yeah, gives Disco Inferno the same thing. Oh, man! And what a nice hip toss from Taylor to take down timeout. JC calls.
Yeah, there's no timeout, guys. The count is tolling, and if it gets to 10 before you get back in there, you're history. Referee Frank Morrell.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
A little conference from PG-13 and Disco Inferno.
And they are back up on the ring apron and through the ropes before the count of 10. Back into action. Oops, quick tag. Wolfie D makes the tag on a Disco Inferno.
Disco backs Taylor up against the ropes. What's Scott Taylor in there? Taylor comes on with her. Nice move. No lip block and leg scissors from Disco Inferno. Look at PG-13. They take turns on dropping down on Scott Taylor.
You know, that was a good move by Disco Inferno, but then they ruined it by triple teaming Scott Taylor.
Boy, J.C. Ice. Elbow to take down Scott Taylor. Tags Wolfie D. Here comes Sir Wolfie D. And couple of right hands to the midsection of Scott Taylor. Oh, they just tack right out again. Wolfie D flips over Taylor, pushes Ice off the ropes. Oh! Takes JC and throws him down on Scott Taylor.
Man, I tell you, like him or not, you got to be impressed by that athletic ability you just saw from PG-13.
Yeah, good movement there. Tag on Disco Inferno. Inferno comes in. Scott Taylor has been in there the whole time, hasn't been able to get to a tag and tag Rocket or Steel. Swartz under Disco Inferno. Good move, drop kick from Taylor. Goes over and tags Randy Rocket. Rocket up on the middle ropes. Shots down on the arm of Disco Inferno. Flips him over. Oh, a little more pressure on that left arm. Randy Rocket jumps down Disco Inferno on that arm. Oh, Disco Inferno rakes the eyes of Rocket, attacks JC Ice, and a nice arm drag. Good move from Randy Rocket to take down JC Ice. Well, what a full day today on USWA Championship Wrestling. This one until the expiration of time. Of course, our main event here today. PG-13 and Disco Inferno. Randy Rocket, Scott Taylor, and T.D. Steele. Rocket tightened up on that left arm of JC Ice. JC backs him up against the ropes and whips him in. Rocket goes over, comes back. Yeah, Disco Inferno just got Randy Rocket in the back with a knee. And they all triple teaming Randy Rocket. T.D. Steele over to try to help out Randy, and Frank Morrell counts T.D. out. They get back out on the ring apron. JC Ice and Sir Wolfie D, PG-13. Wolfie holding on to Randy Rocket there.
Action continuing. Time running short here, Corey.
Yeah. Randy Rocket goes under Wolfie D. Oh, boy. Thought Randy had something going there for a minute. And Sir Wolfie D caught him with that knee left and flipped Rocket over. PG-13. Oh, look at this. Oh, boy. Wolfie D just picks JC up, slams him down on Randy Rocket. Yeah, Wolfie, we saw it. JC Ice whoops him in. Rocket gets out of there. Tags T.D. Steele. Here comes T.D. T.D. takes JC Ice into the rope. Nice back drop from Steele to take him down. Oh, JC rakes the eyes of T.D. Steele. Tags Sir Wolfie D. Here comes Wolfie. Couple of right hands on T.D. Steele. Wolfie D comes flying over on T.D. And again, our time is running short for this one to the expiration of time. PG-13, double teaming T.D. Steele. Oh, boy. Drop down on T.D. And a little dancing from PG-13. They turn around and Taylor and Rocket waits on it. Disco Inferno and T.D. Steele into it. Scott Taylor nailing away on JC Ice. There's T.D. Steele and Disco Inferno. This one has gotten completely out of hand in our six-man tag team match here today. Frank Morrell trying to restore some order some kind of way. There's T.D. Steele now. He flips JC Ice over on a backdrop. T.D. in the ring while Wolfie D and Disco Inferno out on the floor with Scott Taylor and Randy Rocket. Oh, T.D. Steele. Power slam. Hey, he's got JC Ice covered in the ring. There's Wolfie D up on the top rope. Slams down on TD, takes JC and puts it on him. 1, 2, on 3.
It's going to be a win for PG-13, a Disco Inferno, but you saw how it happened. We'll take a break and be back in a moment. Corey, quick reminder, big night coming up Monday night, 7:30 at the Mid-South Coliseum. Brian Christopher against Chris Adams. Will it be Miss Simpson with Brian Christopher, or will she be Tony Adams and be on the side of Chris Adams?
That's
we'll find out.
about there.
Jerry the King Lawler defends the unified title against the Vampire Warrior. Then the lights-out non-sanctioned match. C.W. Bergstrom, Melvin Penrod, Vampire Warrior with Bert Prentice. On the other side, you got Jeff Jarrett, the Moondogs, and Richard Lee. Stand by for that one. Join us for more next week on USWA Championship Wrestling. Till then, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dean Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of